What is up, my beautiful rebels? Welcome back to Rebel Ants Radio. My name is Kevin, joined as always by my co-host, co-partner, co-pilot, soulmate.
They're right there.
First night. How are you?
What's up, bro? I'm good. Well, actually, no, I'm not good
I know you're not good.
because allergies are killing me.
Allergies, huh? Is that what we call it nowadays?
Yeah, every time
Yeah,
spring, summer hits,
too much of the
allergies suck.
Old
grandpa's medicine? No.
old grandpa's medicine.
No, I don't do that shit. Get out of here.
You said you didn't want to start the show till we had 300 people. So
drugs like
we
you.
are gonna sit here until we hit that number.
I don't like your camera view. It's crooked.
What, this one?
Yeah, you fucked that up with
Go
your butt.
fix it.
Nah, leave it.
Okay.
It's all right.
Good point. That's a good point. Shit, I broke. What's up?
What is it with you and this mic today?
I hate
You're
it.
just fighting this fucking
No,
mic
it's
all day.
good. I'm good. I'll just sit here all day and do this.
How was Jamaica?
Whoa. Way to dox me. Listen,
Everybody knows you went to Jamaica because I was talking shit about it all week.
The worst part of Jamaica was that there was not one person who made the joke about Jamaican me crazy. All the other puns.
Is that what you wanted?
Yeah. I mean, isn't that the point of having a name like that?
I
Everyone
don't think that's
there
the
is
point.
telling me to say, you got to say yaman, you got to answer like that. We don't say water, we say wata.
Oh God! Please tell me you didn't do that. Did you do that?
No, literally the bottled water, it's called WATA, wata.
Oh,
They're like, you have to call it that.
and that's what you did.
So yeah, I called it that. I felt a little weird. But nobody said Jamaican me crazy. Like, what? How are we going to miss that?
That sucks.
I know.
Now, how was your trip overall, though?
It was great. Very relaxing. I was able to enjoy the beautiful property of the Hyatt Zilara, Jamaica in Montego Bay.
Yeah?
Yes. You may not have noticed, but I
was nice.
drained all the funds from our Rebel Ants wallet,
No,
cashed
you
it
didn't.
out,
Still
and
there.
went on a trip. It's still there.
Lies.
I know. Surprise, everyone. We've never touched the money from minting, and we are just completely negative.
Not one penny.
Not one penny has
been
ever
touched
been moved from the Rebel Ants mint wallet.
because we keep using this guy's.
wallet.
It's all right.
That one you can track. Woof. Speaking of wallets, you airdropped all of the winnings from the first battle that we did on April 17th. Can you believe that was 10 days ago?
I did. I airdropped everything today.
No, that
Finalized.
wasn't my question. My question was,
What?
can you believe that was 10 days ago?
Yeah. No, I don't believe it.
I don't believe it either. I don't see anyone talking to us. Can we get some people chatting? Let us know. that
Noob
you
and Gears
hear
in the
us.
house.
Let us know where you're joining us from. Let us know if
Yeah,
you
what's up with the
are
chat today?
sipping
Is
on
everybody
anything.
sleeping?
Yeah. What is your deal, chat? We're here to
What is
perform
happening?
like monkeys for you. The least you could do is clap.
There we go. Hey, Hans.
Okay.
What are you doing?
Hans says the mic stands look like the ant antennas. Cool design feature. Thanks. This is not a
know.
bug. This is a feature. Also, we just haven't figured out a better way to do it. I
So
do
cool.
hate it.
Wait, no, I love it. What do you mean?
I hate it. I am looking at you through two mic
You don't have
arms.
to look at me. You could look at the computer and look at me.
The reason we're in
You're
the
not
same
supposed
room.
to. But you're not supposed to turn to me and look at me.
That
That's
is
not how.
how, like, you know,
No, just look at the computer
people
like I do. Look, Kevin,
in
it's right there.
person. Then why are we in person?
Why?
I'm going home. This show is
Because we paid a lot of money for the
over.
studio, and now we
Thank
have all these
you.
cameras. And what are you doing? We're not.
I'm
going
kidding. We're still here.
home. Allergies are killing me. My eyes are like itchy. Freaking, it's crazy right now.
Maybe you're allergic to dogs, and you have
Maybe
a dog
I'm
in your
allergic
house.
to you. Have you ever thought about that?
Nice hat, bro.
Thank you. It is nice. I do like my hat.
I can't believe we have not really spent time speaking since the first battle.
I know.
which
I
was
feel like I
April
haven't seen
17th.
you in forever.
I know. I got
Yeah.
COVID.
You
Remember, I got COVID that week. We pushed through. We did our first
Yeah.
battle, and then I went away. And so much has happened.
Yep.
In our little world,
did. Crypto's up. I mean, we're not up where we need to be, but we're up.
crypto's moving up.
Yeah. All coins are up,
Altcoins are up.
or at least moving up.
Yeah. Anything you got your eyes on?
No, I stopped messing around with like with those stupid coins. I stopped.
Yeah.
I don't. You know, if you look at like my P&L from last year, I just lost a lot of money.
Well,
lot. It
that's a
didn't
good
make
thing,
anything.
right?
It's that you don't have time to be there.
It's
to,
not
no,
a
it's
good
not.
thing.
It's not a good thing. You don't have time to be there looking at some stupid poo-poo coin.
What is a poo-poo point?
Poo-poo coin.
Poo-poo coin.
You know, or who's gonna fucking
Fart coin.
kill it?
Poop coin.
You gotta like stay there on it all day.
House
and
coin.
I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I don't mess around with that anymore.
You know, it's easy for me because I don't do many
I'm done with it.
transactions. So I don't really have anything to report to anyone. I just wouldn't do it.
I'm sticking with my top 10 coins. That's it.
Top 10 coins. Hey, if you're out there, let us know. What are your top 10 coins? Give us, 3 of your top 10.
ETH,
Shill us something.
BTC.
Okay,
Doge.
besides ETH and BTC, what else are you holding?
I'm holding
What
Doge.
else are you hodling?
SHIB. Actually, believe it or not, I know I'm going to get a lot of shit about saying this, but I bought a lot more SHIB. I did.
You bought more SHIB?
I did.
I want to share a story with you about this.
I was
Wow.
talking a lot of shit about it,
Wow,
and then I bought more last week. Guilty.
Oh boy. Hold on.
Yeah, you know why? Because I started playing around with Shibarium and like going in there and, all the bullshit they have, and I liked it. Believe it or not, I liked it.
I believe you.
It wasn't bad. I think that they built a really solid system.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot to do in there.
Is there something for the Rebel Ants
I just think it hasn't been marketed correctly.
ecosystem? Is it because it's like the step cousin to Doge?
I wouldn't say that because remember when they first came out years ago, like I was just hating on it.
Yeah. Also, step cousin is probably kind of hard to define on a family tree.
I was hating on it because they were marketing themselves as the Doge killer. Remember?
That's right.
Yeah, and I didn't like that. I love my Doge.
Yeah. Speaking of Doge,
Yeah.
I'm going to throw this first story at you just because it's relevant to what we're talking about. We've seen a lot of companies, big companies, starting to gather crypto.
Okay.
Acquiring Bitcoin by the millions,
Mm-hmm.
acquiring ETH by the millions. But we've got a company here that is going to pivot to Dogecoin mining, and the shareholders are not happy.
It's cheap. I don't know why.
Found this article on Decrypt. It's called Biotech Firm Shares Plummet Amid Planned Pivot to Dogecoin Mining. Dogecoin mining is quite the shift for biotech firm Soeptis Therapeutics, and shareholders don't appear thrilled with the proposed move. So, without even getting into the article, what are your thoughts on these companies that are buying, Bitcoin? Do you think they should also be buying some other alts? Is that a harder sell? Is it like, all right, I'm going to dip my toe in crypto with Bitcoin, but, anything other than Bitcoin is a step too far?
It's a harder sell, but I still think they should venture out into other coins.
Yeah.
Top ones, at least.
You've got to hope that somebody who's saying, yes, let's buy Bitcoin for our treasury knows something about crypto. My fear is Bitcoin is probably the most well-known cryptocurrency out there, especially when you talk about big banks and financials and pharmaceuticals. People probably know Bitcoin. And I bet, I'm positive there's many, many people that are still skeptical about Bitcoin. So when you go down that rabbit hole even further into Dogecoin, someone's gonna be like, this is a meme coin and you're putting our stocks in the hands of this?
It's the meme coin, though.
It is the OG meme coin.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I could see the concern from someone. But you know what? I think Doge has proved itself.
It's the same code as Bitcoin.
Just a different supply.
A different supply. I mean, it's been tweaked to be cheaper, obviously, but overall it's the same code.
Yeah.
Not like it's anything different. It's almost the same shit.
Yeah. So their shares dropped 40% on that announcement. My fear is that also may deter other companies from exploring other altcoin.
Other companies
treasuries.
are stupid.
That's a good point. Other companies are stupid. You guys hear that?
Because
y'all hear that?
Bitcoin eventually is going to be way too expensive for anybody.
Even down to the Satoshi?
Not the fact that it's the fractional part of it, but a lot of people resonate with like, oh, I have one Bitcoin. You know what I mean? I don't have.
Must be nice.
Like, I don't want to go to you and be like,
I've got 0.1.
I don't want to go to somebody and be like, oh, I have 0.000000001 Bitcoin.
I think you had too many zeros. What does it break down to? 8, right?
It's
8
better if I go
decimals?
to somebody and be like, yo, I got like 10 Bitcoins in my
Yo,
wallet.
I got those
bro.
10 BTCs.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Like, or like some people that have like 700 Bitcoins in their wallets.
Some people.
Yeah, some people out there.
I am proud of my 0.16. Come hold my kids ransom for that, whatever you want to do. Here's the good news. It's still in Coinbase, which means I have zero chance of ever getting it out.
Is Coinbase still giving you issues?
I haven't tried because I don't want to know. I don't want to be angry. And I'm afraid to cold storage wallet, which leads me into my next story. Oh, this is good. We're knocking through these stories here. Okay, this is an article from CNBC, the masters of cryptocurrency.
Uh-huh.
Why am I not sharing? Oh,
The masters that
tab.
don't
Hold
know
on.
anything about cryptocurrency, CNBC,
I gotta
those people?
share my tabs.
One day I hope that somebody in the world, in those big like networks like CNBC, Disney, whoever, finally get smart and be like, maybe we should talk to those people in the crypto industry instead of us making up shit over here. Like one day, man. I'm just hoping that one day they do that.
Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah, let's talk to somebody who's been into crypto their whole life. Let's do that instead of talking to the person who's been in crypto 2 seconds.
I know. Yeah, our resident
Whatever.
expert, some random place. So anyway, this is an article from CNBC titled "For Bitcoin Bulls Who Self-Custody Crypto, the Global Risks Are Growing." Some crypto investors prefer to custody their own digital assets like Bitcoin with private key stored on hardware wallets and cold storage versus using crypto brokerage firms or hot wallets and other third-party digital custody options. Wars and extreme weather, with examples in recent years from Israel to California, show that keeping crypto in the personal version of a bank vault has its own set of unique and evolving risks. So,
oh man!
So I think
need to listen to this.
I think it's an interesting point to make that look,
Yeah.
your physical shit isn't guaranteed to be safe. I mean, if it's in a bank vault in the US, you'd probably feel good about it, right? You would assume.
No, I wouldn't feel good about it. No,
you don't feel good about it.
I feel good having it around my neck.
Yeah, but to the point of this
somewhere.
of weather issues, think about the California fires, right? Like your shit.
Make sure your shit is with you at all times so you know where it is. What do you mean? Like
get it tattooed to your back or something?
Do something with it. Yeah, I mean,
I think it's worth being mindful of the fact that physical, like a cold storage wallet that's in a USB drive or something that's
right.
in hand. If it's not physically in your hand when you evacuate your house due to flooding or fires or war, then there's a chance that could get fucked up too. And then
there's a chance that it could get fucked up in a bank.
That's what I'm saying. All of it. The physical part of it has a chance.
I rather have it physically in my hands.
Well, it must be nice that you are not in a war zone right now.
It's been physically in my hands for years, and it hasn't gone anywhere.
I think there were some people like keep it on a ring, right? They keep the seed phrase like on the inside.
Some people engrave it in rings. Some people engrave it in like different things. I don't know. Around the house.
Where's yours located in your house, just for reference?
It's tattooed to your ass.
Oh, that's what that is.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was just dirty talk when it's like spank harder. It doesn't say that, people. It doesn't say that.
Definitely not at home.
Definitely not. So if it's not at home,
it's in a safe place.
It's in a safe place. I guess
I'm not going to tell you where it is. I'll tell the world where it is.
I don't want you to tell me where. I just want you to consider the fact that some physically, hot, cold storage being kept.
You just want my old school NFTs.
I want you to give me your tacit approval on not having mine in a ledger.
No, put your shit in a ledger. I've been telling you this for years.
Can we do it together? Live on stream?
Sure.
Really?
Sure.
Like type up a password and everything live on stream?
Yeah. We'll give it to everybody.
We'll give it to everybody.
Why not?
All right, what's going on here? How come nobody's talking to us?
I don't know what's happening here.
They should know that there is a QR code on the screen.
Oh my God, here we go with the QR code.
This
it's been 14 days.
This is your idea, this QR code. Listen, people, we just sent out the soul rewards for Battle for the Colony Season 1, Round 1, Battle 1. We need all of our money back. Can you please...
I accidentally sent somebody more.
You did fuck
Pepe
up.
Than,
You did fuck
I
this
should've.
up.
But it's okay. It's okay. It was an honest mistake.
Hey, what is going on with Magic Eden?
Magic Eden search bar is fucked up.
It is fucked up.
If
Anyone
someone's
else?
listening
Yeah.
from Magic Eden, can you please fix your search box? What
Yeah.
the fuck's going on?
Magic Eden CEO, who always watches us and is a subscribed person to our channel, fix your shit, okay?
Fix your shit,
Fix it.
Magic Eden.
This is why OpenSea is taking over again. Is anyone else experiencing this issue on Magic Eden where you search and it's not working?
Well, I did, and then
Let's
you
do a
you told me
screen
today you did.
I'm
and
talking
like,
to our 77 beautiful.
I know,
rebels.
but I'm just letting you know that I had the same issue. I still do.
Yeah. Let's see if a screen share can validate this. Let's pull up the old Magic Eden. Here we
Magic
are.
Eden.
We're on all chains, and I'm gonna go over. Even let's just try something like Saints of LA. And survey says nothing. There's
You're not
nothing
getting
there.
Saints either.
There's nothing there. Now Saints are on ETH. Let's try Saints on ETH. Saints of LA. Nothing.
What is happening here?
Nothing. What's up with that? I
Yeah,
wonder,
Magic Eden. Can you please fix this?
like, could you imagine if somebody, but like the links still work. The link to our Magic Eden still works. But
Yeah,
how crazy that somebody can't search and find what they want?
I used to be able to just type in Rebel and it will come up. It was like the third.
I
one or
know.
the
Let's
first
go check
one.
out OpenSea, who seem to be doing a little bit better job over here. Saints of LA.
Boom! There it is.
Oh, that's Chumps and Saints. Look at that.
Oh wow, both came up.
Oh, hold on. We're not sharing that screen.
You suck.
Trying to do something clever, but it wasn't working.
What is happening with our chat? Nobody's chatting today.
Where are all you people? I want to make sure we're live. Mic check. Mic check. Let's see. Saints of LA sitting at a 0.0449 floor price, 3.2 listed. Okay.
Nice.
29.8% unique holders. That used to be a really important metric for me back in the early NFT days when I was like,
Was
okay,
it?
is this a real project? Does one person own all the NFTs?
Is that what you based it on?
It was one of the factors.
What was the other factors? I'm curious now.
Did it look cool?
That was it because you
No, you were looking
We're
at
getting
transactions.
you were getting rug left and right back then.
Left and right, baby. They call me the rug doll. Rag doll? Let's see what happens if we search for chumps. Chumps. There we go.
Search for us, see if we come up.
Floor price of 55.18. Search OpenSea, Rebel, Ants. Oh, look at that.
Oh, it came right up. Look at that.
Whoa, is that really our floor price?
I don't know. On OpenSea, maybe.
Wow.
What's the
That's-
floor price?
That's triple the mint price.
What's the price? I can't see it. Too small.
0.0075.
Okay.
We minted at 0.0025.
Yeah. Well, OpenSea and Magic Eden is different things.
Well, what the fuck? All right, let's go find out. We're going to go to our website, and then from there, we're going to go to...
Maybe we should link people to OpenSea.
That's what I'm starting to think. Where's my about?
What's happening, Magic Eden? Fix your shit.
Where's my website?
What are you doing, bro?
I'm trying to find our website.
Not there.
Why?
Why would it be there?
Because they used to have like a link to your Twitter and a link to your thing and a link to...
You're on the new OpenSea, bro. Can you play around with it
Why?
so you know what you're doing?
That is fair. Okay, we'll just go to...
This is probably like the second time you ever logged into
Who
OpenSea.
buys NFTs anymore? All right, look, our Magic Eden link from Rebel Ants. Okay, here it is. Ooh, 0.0035.
See, it's two different things.
God, I feel poor again. I feel like a failure. What happened, people?
How many are listed? 84.
84.
Oh, that's not bad.
1.5% listed. Thank you, folks.
I don't know why people are listing knowing that they can win money. It's
Yeah, what are
just
you, stupid? Hey, you. Sitting at the table.
Free. What are you zooming into? You're not even zooming into the right thing.
You, Jonathan. Yeah.
The camera
Oh,
just
right.
zoomed in into the middle.
We're in that one. Oh, God, it zoomed in again.
Yeah, You
So
suck.
embarrassing. Hold on. You know we're gonna.
that's because you started pointing your finger at the
I know,
camera and
you're
it got
right.
mad.
You right.
Oh,
You, Jonathan sitting at the table wearing a red shirt. You suck. I don't know if there's one of those out there, one of those red Jonathans.
I don't know.
Anywho, if you're gonna buy, you should probably buy from OpenSea because it's 0.0075.
You should buy from anywhere. It doesn't matter.
But it is frustrating that Magic Eden search doesn't work.
But if you think about this, there's
Like,
84 listed out there that are not going to get any money from me
No,
because you're listing.
no.
Suck.
Are any of these elite traits that get you extra points in the battles? Like the Rangers.
Wait till I introduce staking, and they really can't get any money.
Ooh, stake that bitch.
Stake 'em.
Stake 'em. Okay, anyway, head over to OpenSea.io, search for Rebel Ants Battle for the Colony, and purchase your Rebel Ants there for 0.0075, not for 0.0035, because we get a 5% royalty, and you may not be good at math, but the 5% on 0.0075 is better than 5% on 0.0035. We're still talking about pennies. But I'll take the pennies, because you know what they say, you take care of the pennies, the dollars take care of themselves. You ever hear that?
No.
Well,
I did.
Oh, thanks for making me
From
feel
you.
stupid first. Thank you. Okay, moving on. We are going to run a battle tonight, but before we do that, we got a couple of other things to talk about. Can I just share a thought that's going on in my head?
Sure.
And I want to explain to you where this is coming from.
You're going to share it anyway, even if I were to set no.
That's just like racist of you. I'm going to share my screen from here.
Why do you have the beans in the background from a Rebel Roast show?
Because I'm thinking about coffee. I don't know. Change it. One of these.
There you go.
Booyah. Let's go like that. Go like that. Okay. Here's my frustration.
Mm-hmm.
For our program, Rebel Ants Radio, which we are on episode 87, we've been doing this for close to
3.
Could it be 3 years?
Yeah.
We started in 2022?
Yeah.
Holy shit. Yeah, we started in September of 2022. Right before we went live with V1. Okay, almost 3 years in. I typically don't search the web for NFT news or crypto news. Like, you know, it just shows up for me, right? Like you see it on the timeline, you see things that are interesting, and you're like, oh, that's something interesting. Let me, I want to talk about that, or I want to, make sure we share that. Now, there are bigger news programs out there, so we're not here to cover every piece of news. We're not here to cover the biggest stories that are in, the newsletter that you're already getting. You don't need to hear that from us. So I try to find some other things that I think are interesting, or maybe support topics that we've discussed before, yada, yada, yada.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, the last week and a half, as we talked about, I've been a little bit out of it between having COVID and then being away. So I was a little disconnected, and as I'm scrolling through my timeline and I'm looking at my usual places for interesting news, I couldn't find anything. I'm like, what the fuck is going on, right? So then I was like, all right, let me search the web for literally NFT news and just find some, recent articles. Maybe, something there piques my interest.
Did you find anything?
Let me tell you, the internet is a dry place when you search for NFT news. I don't know what's going on, but there's no news out there. Now, I want to show you what I was finding, and then I want to hear your thoughts on like why this is happening. So we're going to come over to my screen here, and let's go over to this. So literally, I'm in Google. I type NFT news, right? You get a little AI overview. And as I scroll, you're going to see some like, visited links, right? You can see it's purple because I visited these links, right?
Uh-huh.
You see all these?
Yeah.
Let's start at the top. NFT News Today. This is the #1 listed news site. Okay. So far, this looks like a website from the 1990s.
Yeah.
Or the early 2000s, where it's like just spam all over the place. This is really useless so far. Okay, top stories. Here we go. Top stories. As I'm scrolling, you can see that these are the same ads on both sides of the website, and the middle part is what's scrolling. Okay? Top play to earn Bitcoin games to earn BTC in 2025. That doesn't really feel like news. And then Clone X Chronicles, Artifacts Ascent and Decline in the NFT arena. This is actually kind of old news, right? Now, go to top stories. Immutable Powers, Ubisoft's new Might and Magic Fates. Okay, this is from like 3 days ago. Not very newsy. But look what else is here under latest news. Like how NFTs and real world assets will reshape global markets. The ultimate guide to mastering. Like these don't feel like news pieces to me. This isn't like news that I would think about like, hey, this is what's happening right now. And that's like all I got. These are the top stories and latest news. 2 stories under top stories, maybe 6 under latest news. And then I don't even know what these are because they're not even dated under gaming. These aren't dated. I have no idea if these are new or not. Okay?
Yeah.
Useless. This is not a good source of news for me. For me. Maybe it is for someone else. For me, no good. Let's go look at the next one. NFTnow.com. Often we will look at their tweets. Okay? Here I am. NFTnow.com featured the ultimate guide to ApeCoin staking on ApeChain. Okay. That might be useful for some people. That's not a news story. Okay, let's go to top stories. Top stories. Here we go. Top stories. The newsletter. The Now newsletter. Inside crypto's latest obsession. Okay, when I click this newsletter, I have one article. This newsletter is just like one article. One story. Not a newsletter. Okay. These other things, not dated. I don't know how old they are. I don't know if this is relevant at all. I don't know how new this is. Nothing. Okay, great. Dive deep, features and guides, not news. Let's see what's next. Oh, Cointelegraph, latest news on NFT. On NFT, great.
Take a look at your chat.
Okay.
Funny.
Okay, hold on. So then we have Cointelegraph. Now, this is news, right? So we have an article from April 25th. We have 2 articles. Go down to April 22nd. So nothing happened on the 23rd. Nothing happened on the 24th. 2 things happened on the 22nd. 1 thing happened on the 21st. 1 thing happened on the 18th. So I don't want to beat this horse to death, but I just want to point out that like the news isn't there anymore when it comes to like the websites that give us the news. So I'm a little concerned. What are your initial thoughts as to like what might be causing this to happen? Am I bad at Googling things? Am I on the wrong websites? What do you think is the trend here?
No, I mean, there's really not much going on in the NFT world. Besides the people that are in it now that we can see the chats through X or through like Discord or whatever. But there's like no relevant, huge, gigantic news happening right now.
Yeah, I think that's part of it. And let me ask our beautiful rebels out there, where do you get your news from? Are you just waiting for something to come across the timeline for you? Are you subscribed to any newsletters? Do you watch any YouTube shows? Do you go searching? Like, let me know where you get your news from. I think you're right to some extent about there's not a lot of things happening in the NFT space because, you know, you can look around. There are things happening on the timeline. There are projects minting. There are projects doing things. But maybe it's not bubbling up enough to even hit these news channels. Like maybe it's not important enough. What else is interesting when I did Google is like the main things that came up were lawsuits. The lawsuit against Nike. There was a lawsuit with Yuga Labs. There was a lawsuit about one of the Kongs, right? The Cyber Kong. So it's like those are the main stories that like big actual media outlets are picking up of these lawsuits. And it doesn't give it a good light necessarily, but it's like why aren't the things happening in the crypto space, in the NFT space, not the crypto space, the NFT space, why aren't they making it onto the NFT news websites? And I think maybe it's just not worth their money, right? Because they need to pay these writers theoretically to produce it. And maybe they're saying, hey, the NFT space is maybe shrinking so much around us that we can't see because we're in it. But there's not a demand for people to read these news articles. So why pay a writer to do it? You know?
It's a good question. I don't know.
Yeah. The other thing it makes me think is like, it's up to you and I to find those things on the timeline and report them and share them.
Yeah.
Now, we have 91 people watching. I assume you are all very interested in what I have to say. But that's sort of our responsibility on having a program about the crypto space and being an NFT founder, founders of an NFT project.
Mhm.
We often do like to talk about what other NFT projects are doing, but I honestly don't think there's a shortage of news. I think it's just not being broadcast from the major channels that we have seen in the past. And I think we're in this little vacuum that maybe we don't see how much it's declining.
I
Is
don't
that
think
possible? You don't think so?
so. No.
Okay.
I mean, it's obviously declining to some extent,
Yeah.
but at the same time, you got to remember we're getting rid of like the bad actors in the
Yeah.
space, too. So that has a lot to do with it. I mean, I can't give you like a percentage of how many bad actors were in the NFT space, but I'm pretty sure it was pretty freaking high.
Oh boy.
What are you doing now?
Oh boy. More disaster.
What are you doing?
I wanted to search for NFT sales.
Oh.
So look, here's what I get. Let's
No,
add
can
this
we talk
to-
about ApeChain?
Yeah, hold on. When I search NFT sales, what's the first thing that comes up? Nonfungible.com, market tracker, great. When I click it, oops, something went wrong. Nobody cares about NFTs anymore. This is what I'm learning. Okay, moving on. That is the end of my rant.
That's
and
okay. It's up to us to bring it back. We'll bring it back.
It is up to us to bring it back. We will bring it back. You can count on us for your NFT news. Where did I go? You can count on us for your NFT news. Clip that. Okay.
That is correct.
All
Are you
right.
still listening to the podcast and like all the stuff? All the podcasts are still on.
So those
most part.
podcasts, you're right, they're on, but that, the main one that, I really spent a lot of time committed to for like a year listening every day, the Daily Bone, which used to be like the Nifty.
Uh-huh.
It's almost entirely about coins
Oh, yeah.
and, meme coins, AI coins, cryptocurrency coins. It's much less about NFTs. They do talk about NFTs, just much less. They have a news article that I get newsletter that I get every day. They do mention things happening with NFT projects, but again, it's not a lot of things happening. And I just wish there was more being discussed just to get other people's thoughts on it also, and they can tell me what to think. Okay, you want to talk about your interest in Ape?
I can, yeah.
Okay. Let me share this tweet where you said, should I migrate V2s to ApeChain with layer 0? Now, V2 means Battle for the Colony,
Right.
the project that we have successfully minted out. Thank you, people. Thank you, beautiful rebels. And you're saying to migrate it to ApeChain with layer 0, and then your boy Retro put up a little poll, which we got 49 votes. I like it. That's useful data. 87.8% of people said yes, do it. Some people said, why would you do it? Go. First night. Why would you do it?
There's a bunch of different reasons why. Number one is community, obviously. I feel like the community in ApeChain, it's like really strong, really pulling together. Still, even through like some of the drama they had a couple of weeks ago, I still think that they rallied with each other and surpassed that. You know what I mean? Like you don't really see that much on ETH. Like
no, ETH is too wide. I think.
It's not only that it's too wide, but it's also like the competition on ETH is a little more relentless, right? Like people on ETH are just very like, I don't know, dude. It's just I don't like it.
I think there's the people on ETH are in some ways also the people on ApeChain, but I think the attitude on ETH is just a bit of like a chip on the shoulder.
Correct.
Little
it's
jaded,
like the attitude,
versus ApeChain feels a little more inspired, a little more motivated, a little more excited.
A little more exciting,
yeah.
Well, actually, a lot more exciting. I just feel like ApeChain it's just like you just nailed it in the head. Like it's just more exciting. It's more community driven.
Yeah.
Right. There's more games. There's more like things to do. Like the Spotlight. Remember the Spotlight? Like there's a lot of things going on. I mean, even though the Spotlight could have been a little bit better done, but that's just one of the things they did. It's the first time they do it, so I'm sure they're gonna fix it for the second time. They'll probably do it right. So there's a lot of things that could happen in ApeChain or that are happening within ApeChain. But I just feel like the community's more involved. They're more like more for each other, more for helping each other
Definitely
out.
more supportive.
More supportive, yeah. In ETH, it's really hard to like have somebody support you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's really hard.
I agree. I think.
I mean, we even when we first started, you remember we tried to reach out to like other creators and other founders on ETH, and it was like just really hard. It was like pulling teeth.
Yeah, you're right. I think that the founders
And all we wanted to do was be like show their work.
Yeah, give them a platform.
Give them a platform, yeah. And I feel like on ApeChain it's so much easier to talk to them. Everybody gets along. Like have you been in some of the spaces? Or
Yeah, a lot of those spaces are daily spaces. You know, they're like day 78, whatever it is. Like
you could definitely feel the presence.
Right, they are present. The founders of ApeChain projects are present, and that is a little more exciting. Encourages more collaboration, which really just gives a benefit to the community.
Right.
I think ApeChain, just like we've talked about many other times, and even just now, like ApeChain is another layer down within NFTs. Beyond the main one that people might know about. And from the outside, people might not even know that there's different layers or different chains for NFTs. But ETH is the most popular one, obviously. And then I think the next most popular one is Solana. And then, you got to dig a little deeper to get to these other chains. So it's not for everyone. It's for the people who really care. That's why they're there.
Correct, yeah.
And I feel that's like, where I'd want to be.
At some point, remember when Solana first came out with like their NFTs and stuff?
Yes.
It felt more for like the artists, right?
Yes.
At the beginning. And then it just became like a shit show with all the meme coins and all this other stuff. What's wrong? You all right?
Yeah, I'm going to post a comment. Make sure comments are working. Or if we're talking to nobody, hello.
Yeah, so it just feels like
oh boy, it's working. That's bad news.
It just feels like they're you're an idiot. It just feels like there's more what's the word I'm looking for? Like they're more unified.
Yes, I would agree. Unified. Also, I think with the AIP, the Ape Improvement Protocol, or the ApeChain Improvement Protocol, I think it gives people a voice where Ethereum is way too big for that now. Like, yes, there is the Ethereum Foundation, but there's not people working towards the multiple things related to NFTs or like performance in NFTs. The way that Ethereum Foundation is focused on much bigger scale things, right? Now, Ape is a layer 2 of Ethereum, so it'll benefit from those things, but Ape is operating as its own protocol, and there's a focus of improving that, and it's looking to those people that really care about that.
Right.
And that's encouraging. You've also mentioned that gas is cheaper on Ape, which has a big benefit to us in the Rebel Ants colony, because part of the spirit of Rebel Ants Battle for the Colony is to, I don't want to say trade as in you should go sell, but you might be incentivized each week to go pick up more of the ants that are battling from that week's gang. So you might say, listen, let me sell off 2 of these so I can pick up 2 of these or whatever it is. So, we don't want that. We don't want gas to be a barrier to be able to collect and participate where it might be on ETH. Now, it's better overall on ETH than it has been for the past couple of years, but that shouldn't be a reason to be, skeptical or hesitant of participating in battles.
Yeah, I agree 100%. Part of the reason why we are doing our rewards and different things is because of gas.
Yeah. So, should we make the decision to move to Ape, it would require everyone who's holding to bridge over to Ape.
It's not a simple task. It's not. I mean, it'll probably be like some sort of portal where you will have to go in there and put in your NFT, I guess, and bridge it into, or put in your token ID and bridge it into ApeChain. I'm not sure of the schematics of how it works or what the background tech is behind it, but I know it's not hard to do anymore. Like,
it's easier than ever.
It's easier, but it's still hard, but not as hard as it was a few years ago.
Yeah. So should we get to that point where we're ready to commit, we will do everything we can to make it as easy as possible. And again, this is for the betterment of the community. It brings in people from the outside that are not currently participating, since Ape is so welcoming, and hopefully, cheaper gas leads to more transactions. That would be great.
Yeah. Plus, the whole ecosystem in the future. Remember, we're also. I don't want to talk about it much, but I know I'm working on the artwork for V3, right, which is far away from now, obviously, but I would like that to be an entire collection on Ape.
Absolutely.
Right.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
I'm not gonna say I'm working on a project, but
oh my God! Here we go. You're doing the scarecrows.
It's not scarecrows. I need you for scarecrows. I can't draw scarecrows.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna give you 3 words. Okay, ready?
Mm-hmm.
Volcano pixel art. That's all I'm gonna say.
Wait, repeat that again.
Volcano pixel art.
Volcano pixel.
That's all
art.
I'm gonna say. That's all I'm gonna say. I got some ideas brewing.
All right.
And fine. I think I have the ability to maybe handle pixel art because I can't draw.
I don't know if you can. I don't know if you can.
You'll see.
All right. I'll see.
I got some ideas.
We will see.
Anyway.
We will see.
Anyway, you want to talk about some other things?
Yeah, you know what? I'm not sure if she's listening, but shout out to Vicky. Her show's doing really well.
Mm-hmm.
We had over 300 viewers on Wednesday.
Yeah, it must be nice. I wish we could get 300 viewers. Maybe I'm the dead weight around here.
It's you, bro. It's you. No, you know what it is?
Sorry.
Honestly, it's just the timing. The timing. This timing now for us is not bad, but for everybody else in the community, it kind of is because everybody's overseas. So the timing is really off.
I know. I'm so sorry.
For some people right now, it's like 8 o'clock in the morning. For some people right now, it's like 2 a.m. Like, for example, for Mo right now, it's like 2 in the morning.
Well, if you paid him more, maybe he'd stay up. I know it's not ideal for everyone. This is really the only time I can commit during the week. But I do think that we've had some success with our morning shows on Wednesday or Thursday. Right. So depending on what your availability is in the coming weeks, we should be able to work together on that, except the week of May 12th. I will be traveling for work, but
yeah, it's fine.
Upon my
we'll figure it out.
Yes, I like the idea of us doing battles on both types of shows, the Sundays and the midweek.
I don't know if I like doing it on Sundays. I know we talked about this before, but like I don't mind doing it tonight because we missed a couple shows, right? But I really don't want to do it on Sunday nights because there's not that many people watching. Yeah. Plus, the other thing about Sunday nights you got to think about is that the next day people are getting ready to go to work. Like, it's a lot going on.
Fuck them. Hey, Jonathan at the table in the red shirt. Fuck you.
I don't know.
No, you're right.
There's a lot happening Sunday, so got church. Right. People got church.
People do got church.
Yeah,
but I know that for more than not, we're able to commune together on a Sunday evening.
It's easier for us to get together. Yeah,
but we are here for the people, and so we'll do what's best for you, except Jonathan. Anyway, so yeah, we'll run a battle tonight, and then we'll figure out if we can get another battle in during the week. And the sooner we get through these 10 battles, the more we learn. I'll share some of the things that we've learned from the last battle as we get closer to tonight's battle. And it allows us to move into season 2, which is hopefully more engaging and more fun and more rewarding for you beautiful rebels out there.
Yeah, season 2 definitely will be more engaging completely.
I don't know about completely.
The more seasons we do, the more engaged.
It might suck.
It's not gonna suck.
No, of course it's not
gonna suck at all.
We are growing.
Season 2 is going to be
day.
amazing.
It's going to be amazing. Okay.
You hear Side Project? If he's listening, he's probably sleeping too because for him it's probably like 4 a.m. Who knows?
Are you a subscriber of the news blog from Eric Rhodes? Not a news blog, just a blog. Eric's blog.
No.
Did you see the link I posted?
No.
Reposting one of his stories?
No.
His blog posts?
No.
Well, I posted a response that I thought about in reading his, but I liked his point, and I think it's worth sharing and broadcasting to get the word out there through this medium, even though he has a much bigger distribution than we do, but we're here to help.
Yeah, Eric is a good friend of ours, and he's been
very good friend. He once lent me a pound of sugar.
He's been in the NFT world for a very long time.
Forever.
So, yeah.
Very much a trendsetter. Anyway, head over to epr.net. You'll find his blog there. But this one I liked. I thought this one was good. It's called When Art Became Social. For most of modern history, visual art has been something you experienced in someone else's space, not something you built a community around at scale. And during that time, we published billions of books. We shared countless hours of music. We streamed sports to every corner of the world. We turned gaming into something multiplayer and global. Each of them evolved into full ecosystem. Indie scenes, global fandom, and billion-dollar brands grew up around them as their distribution models evolved through technology and their cultural impact grew. They weren't just about content, they were about connection. You could read the same book, watch the same match, listen to the same music, play the same game. You were not just consuming, you were connecting. They were hobbies, but also highways. They were how people found each other. Art never really had that at the same scale. Art was private. Yada, yada, yada. Then came NFTs, and with them, something subtle but seismic happened. Art got a social layer. For the first time, visual art became networked. You could collect it, talk about it, remix it. You could show someone worldwide what you were drawn to and why. You could build an identity around the art you loved. So I really
That's
connected
great.
with that
Great
because
read.
I really can relate to that in the sense like, I'm a big fan of the band Pearl Jam, and I have in many ways built an identity around that. When other people in my life hear the word, the band name Pearl Jam, they think of me. Or something happens, they, tell me about it, right? So art isn't like that in my life.
I was going to say something funny, but
go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. You're inspired right now. I don't want to.
Go ahead. I'm done.
No, done.
I'm done.
Shoot, go.
I'm done.
Go.
No, I just think that, those other mediums, those other art forms, whether it be music or video games or whatever else, it is easy to have that connection around. I think it was more difficult for art in many ways when it was so physical, right? And, the post that I shared on X was basically saying like, before NFTs, for the most part, when you were learning about the Mona Lisa or a sculpture of, the David, whatever it was, like you're seeing a picture of it.
Right.
You're not seeing the actual art form. But NFTs, because they're digital creations by nature, wherever you happen to see it on your phone or on the computer, you're seeing like the original version of it because it was created as a digital imprint for the most part. Some people like take a picture of art and then, put it on the blockchain. But most of the art that we see from an NFT standpoint, it was created digitally. So you're seeing it in its raw initial form. You're not seeing a picture of someone else's work. And I thought that was an important part of what makes NFTs special besides, trying to flip them for money.
It's an interesting thing.
Great. Glad
I mean, we've talked about this a lot in our show. So, yeah.
Okay. There was some news on the RDAC front. Some news on the redacted coin. There was an AMA for the first time in a while, hosted by Sean, the CEO of the PG Group.
Were you on that?
No, I'm having some technical troubles with their Discord and dashboard, which we can talk about offline. But they released their wallet checker because this is the month that
they did, yeah.
Is this the month? I mean, again, we're running out of days in the month. Is it happening?
I'm not
this
100% sure. I know they released a wallet checker.
They released the wallet checker, so that's something. So I know you checked your wallets.
I checked some, yeah.
Some wallets. I checked my wallet. I guess it all depends on what the value is when it gets released.
Yeah.
But I don't plan on selling because I think there's a lot to gain by holding.
Right.
But I found this interesting post by Srini at Srini Goes, why I'm more bullish than ever on Jirasan and Redacted after Sean's AMA. So I will, I think I've retweeted this already. Did I retweet this? No, I'm going to retweet it now so people can find it. I'll give it a like. It's a long explanation of what was shared during the AMA, but it's all encouraging, it's all exciting, and it's all positive. They did delay their TGE, but they were very transparent about it. They've reworked some of the tokenomics based on the feedback of KOLs and OGs in the space and, talking to their community. So you really feel confident that the team is out to do the right thing, and I'm excited to be a part of that.
Yeah, no, I'm excited for Sean to see how this goes too. I mean, it'll definitely be interesting to see because there's a lot of the ecosystem for Redact is really big, and it's only gonna get bigger, right? So we got to see what that's gonna look like when everything is released, right? Because remember, also it's intertwined with Kumo now too.
The RDAC is.
Ardak,
Yeah.
yes, yeah.
Yeah, we can't access Kumo, right? It's region
Uh,
restricted.
sure, I can
I think I need a VPN. in
figure
my
something
life.
out. Yeah.
I need VPN. If only people would VPN me. Is that how it works? Oh boy, getting weird. I want to show you. Well, I don't need to show you. I just want to share with you the beautiful AI generated movie that
Mhm.
was constructed by Scuba Steve. What up, Scuba?
Shout out to Scoop.
Shout out to Scoops. In response to our first battle.
Yeah.
Now, my narration, is that a word?
Mhm.
My narration of it was not as thematic and dramatic as this AI voice, so I will cede the better performance. But they also put a visual to it, which I thought was really cool. So I wanted to show it here for anyone who didn't get to see it. And then we can also talk about, some of the other things we learned from the first battle, and then we can get into battle number 2. How's that sound to you?
Okay, let's do it.
Okay, I'm gonna play this one. Let's make this one full screen. Ba-bang! Ba-bing, bang, bang.
Battle 1. Samurai versus Ronin. Under the dim glow of neon signs in the
So cool.
back alleys of Neo Tokyo,
I love it.
tension hung thick like smog.
It's great.
The Samurai Gang, clad in crimson jackets,
Yes,
embroidered
crimson
with
jacket.
golden dragons.
Yes, Golden
Their
Dragon.
black hoods casting their faces in darkness.
I love that when the story was generated by ChatGPT, it gave that detail, like that visual identity. So when you give it to generate, when you put it back in to generate a video, like it picks up on those details. It's really cool.
Stood silently as the Ronin emerged from the shadows. Rain slit the pavement between them, turning trash and blood into one indistinguishable swirl of grime. A single word was shouted. No one would later recall who said it. And night exploded into chaos. Blades clashed, fists flew, and the roar of battle drowned out the city's hum. The samurai had won, bloodied but unbound.
That was
Battle.
Hold on.
that was really good.
Uh,
What are you doing?
oh, I'm on the wrong. Okay, back to it. That was really cool, right?
Yeah, I loved it.
That was very cool. And again, we appreciate Scuba for putting that together. Love having a visual. It'll be cool to get to the end of this and have 10 of those
Yeah.
put together. So really good stuff. So what were your other takeaways from Battle 1 of Season 1?
We have a lot of stuff that we got to talk about behind the scenes, but I don't know why are you laughing.
in
It's
front of
true.
the scenes?
You
That's why
haven't
we're
been
here.
around, so I don't know what we can say on air or what
I'm
we
talking
want to
just
fix.
about the battle. What were your takeaways from that battle?
No, I liked it. I like the storyline. I like the visual that it gives us. I think that we could do a lot with that kind of stuff because it gives us a storyline for every gang, right? It gives us a visual for every gang. It gives us names of who the leaders are. So with that, what I want to do, and I said this last time, when we talked that, we could use that towards the storyline into the animation that we want to do and all that kind of stuff. So we learned a lot from it.
Yeah, we did. I think we also, some of the ideas moving forward that we want to be able to incorporate is having some music, some mood setting music while we're reading the story. We also wanted to find if there was a service that as the text is generated, it's reading it out loud. So it doesn't have to be me. I don't mind doing it, but I think it could be, if we can find the right voice, the right tone to do it, it'd be cool if it's happening at the same time that the story is generated.
Well, we had I know I had asked Mason to jump in, but I know he's busy tonight. He wanted to do it, but I think he's busy with his family and stuff tonight.
He is too good for us. It's
Mason
okay.
has a really great voice for this, great voice.
Yeah, totally. And then some of the other feedback we heard was, if I'm reading it line by line, people can see the entire story being generated. So it almost gives away the ending,
right?
Because it's generated before I read it. So maybe putting something to block the text as it's generated as we read one line at a time. So we will try that tonight. 11 Labs for the voiceover. I did see 11 Labs. I do want to play around with that again, make sure that it can do the generating and do the voiceover. And I also want to test the functionality of the probability, which were some of the tests we did with ChatGPT, to make sure it doesn't always just choose the more powerful gang, because that's an important part of this experience, is that just because you're more probable to win doesn't mean you will win. So we've got some experimenting to do. But DJP, thanks for volunteering to be our tester on this.
Let's get to battle.
Let's get to the battle. Okay. So let's head over to the battle portal. Let's take a look at what's going on. And on the screen share, let's go here. I'm gonna show you my song. Can you hear my song?
Yeah. I like it.
This is our battle song for this week's battle. All right, let's go pull up the portal. Go pull. Oh, okay. And let's share that. Hold on.
Are you on a full screen? What are you doing?
I got to do the entire screen. Hold on. Calm down.
Music
Okay.
licensing reimagined.
Oh no, why is it doing weird thing? Okay, so we can see here that this week is the Yamabushi versus Sohai.
Can you put this in full screen?
You want this in full screen?
Yeah. Check us out.
Okay. Hold on. Screen share. Maximize.
Artlist
All right.
IO.
Why are we still there?
We're not there.
Oh, I can see us. Okay.
Where do you see us?
Here.
In the image? Oh, I see. Okay, sorry. We can. You want to close that too? Oop, wrong one.
Music licensing reimagined. Artlist IO. Artlist IO. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist IO. Music licensing reimagined. Artlist.io. Music licensing reimagined.
Why?
Okay, I did read that, but it wasn't because I removed us from the scene, so it removed the audio. So I'm gonna just drop us down a layer below the screen share. We're gonna start over. Okay. Thank you.
Put the music back on.
Thank you for that heads up, noob. Really, really pointed out. Yeah, no voiceover. Okay, DJP, we figured it all out. We don't need you anymore. Go home. Thank you. Okay, so we've run the first paragraph. This is why we do one paragraph at a time. The two gangs are fighting. The first gang, the Yamabushi, has a 32.43% chance to win, and the second gang, the Sohai, has a 67.57% chance to win. Simulate the outcome one time and list the results by telling a 4-paragraph story. Only give one paragraph at a time, and I will tell you when to give the next paragraph. And here is the first paragraph that was generated. Thank you all for your patience.
Music licensing.
On a rainy evening in the narrow back alleys of Kyoto, the Yamabushi gathered beneath the dim glow of paper lanterns, their faces grim but determined. Across the marketplace, the Sohai monks assembled in groups, assembled in silence, their numbers larger, their weapons glinting under the wet light. The tension between the two groups had been boiling for months, and tonight, under the cover of thunder and shadows, it would finally erupt.
Artlist.io.
Shut up, DJP, you're ruining the mood. As a single drop of rain fell from the eaves and splashed onto the cobblestone, a battle cry shattered the stillness, and the two gangs charged toward each other like clashing waves. Are you ready for the next
Music
paragraph?
licensing reimagined.
Okay, I'm gonna bring this. I'm gonna bring this notes app over. See if I can block the screen, so we can lower it as it gets generated. Is that possible? Let me know. Okay, I'm gonna say next paragraph. The Yamabushi fought with a ferocity Born of desperation, their short blades flashing through the rain, their chants echoing against the narrow walls. For a moment, it seemed as though their spirit might overcome the odds, cutting a swath through the Sohai's front line. But the Sohai had come prepared. With disciplined formations and heavy staffs, they absorbed the initial assault and pushed back with crushing force. The Yamabushi, already fewer in numbers, found themselves surrounded, their initial momentum slipping away like water through their fingers. Okay. So, next paragraph. One by one, the Yamabushi fell, their cries lost in the roar of the storm and the clash of iron and wood. The Sohai moved like a tide, relentless and overwhelming, forcing the surviving Yamabushi into a shrinking circle at the center of the market. Mud and blood mixed beneath their feet as the Yamabushi leader, a grizzled warrior named Takeshi, shouted for his men to hold their ground. Yet, even as he rallied, a Sohai monk in crimson robes surged forward, striking Takeshi down with a brutal sweep of his staff. The sight of their fallen leader broke what little spirit the Yamabushi had left. Are you ready for the final paragraph? I think I know where this is going. Last paragraph. In the end, only a handful of Yamabushi managed to flee the labyrinthian alleys. Their banners trampled in the mud behind them, the Sohai stood victorious beneath the darkened sky, their chants of triumph rising over the battered marketplace. As the rain washed away the blood and debris, the Sohai monks gathered their wounded and tended to their fallen with solemn reverence, leaving no doubt that the night belonged to them. From that day forward, the name Sohai echoed in streets as a warning, a reminder of the power that had crushed the Yamabushi beneath the weight of discipline and unity. Whoa! Whoa, that was intense.
That was crazy.
That was intense.
Licensing reimagined.
Louder for the peeps in the back. Is that from me or who? Zoom in on
No,
the
you're
text.
good. You're good.
All right. Wow. Okay, let's turn that music off. Let's show our faces. All right, bro.
The Sohai one.
Battle 2. Battle 2 in the books. The Sohai have defeated the Yamabushi. The Yamabushi are out. For those of you who selected Yamabushi, no prize.
Can you update the brackets on?
I can
on
update the brackets. You want me to do
live?
it right now?
Yeah,
I
on
know,
air.
I know you're really into that.
Brackets.
Brackets.
So a couple of things. It'll be cool if we are able to zoom in
On the text?
on the text as it's writing it,
Yep.
right, with the voice too at the same time. So we got to work on that.
Okay, I agree. All right, so take this color for the winning team, bring it over onto Sohai. Bam, we got a winner. We got a loser. What color? And bam. That means the Yamabushi, no, the Sohai, move on to fight the Buke. Beautiful. Look at that. Okay, so we know what that battle said. That means the next battle is the Ashigaru versus the Kenshi.
Yep.
And that will conclude round 1. After that, the prizes go up and up and up. So you're welcome for all that free money. You have a few days to gather and collect your Ashigaru or Kenshi for the next battle. We will announce when registration window is open. Again, we're giving about 24 hours for the window to be open for you to register your ants. Submit your gangs over at portal.rebelants.io. If you needed to buy some Rebel Ants, head over to rebelants.io. Click on the link at the top for Magic Eden. And boom, Battle 2 in the books. We've learned a little bit more.
Crazy.
We've learned a little bit more, and we will get some music that's paid for. We will zoom in on the text, and maybe we'll even have the voiceover working for the next battle. So we appreciate everyone's feedback and bearing with us. Having said that, what else is on the agenda?
That's about it, man. I'm about to go take some Zyrtec and pass out.
I am going to search your house for your cold storage wallet. Noob and Gears 2-0. Congrats, Noob.
Oh shit!
Congrats.
Nice.
Get that money. Get that money. You too, DJP. Get that money. I'm going to tell you next time who's going to win in advance. That way you can really secure the funds. Some insider trading. Don't worry about it. Anywho, I think that concludes tonight's program. We appreciate everyone joining us and hanging out on.
Is it Sohei? Sohei?
Correct. So high, as you've said.
Yeah, whatever.
12 minutes ago. So high. And we are excited to continue the battles. Hopefully, one later this week. We'll keep everyone posted. And in the meantime, give this video a retweet, give it a like, give it a something, give us a follow. Do not give me a follow on my personal account at Kevin Levine, Kevyn. I don't need any more followers. I'm at like 970. I'm floating around there. I do not want to hit 1,000. Please do not give me a follow. In fact, unfollow me would be better. Just give a follow to Rebel Ants and D First.
You must not like money at all.
I don't want their money. I only want your money. I don't need Twitter's money.
Okay.
All right.
You're very against making money.
Any final thoughts?
I don't know why. That's
So-
what floats your boat. That's fine.
Things we're working on this week is looking further into migrating Battle for the Colony over to ApeChain, see what that's like, weigh out the benefits. We are going to work on improving Battle number 3. And we've got some other things brewing in the back for season 2 and some other good shit coming up. So we look forward to sharing all that with you and stay in touch.
Stay in touch.
Well,